most frequently asked questions I get is, Henry, what is the best opening line to a commercial cold call? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you my favorite 4 opening lines. Let's dive right in. So before we dive into this video, what I'd like you to do so you can actually follow along with me as I'm talking is go into the description down below and download my free script book. It's free, and I'm gonna be talking about a few of them in the script book today. The very first one is one of my favorites that I probably use the most common, if not the second most common, the I have a buyer script. So the script goes just like this. Hey John, this is Henry with EXP Realty. I was giving you a call because I represent a client who's going through a 1031 exchange and needs to spend some money ASAP. So I was giving you a call to see if you would consider selling the property you have at 123 Main Street. Now that script is super powerful. What happens is that individual, for the most part, should probably know what a 1031 exchange is, and for those of you who don't, it's a tax saving strategy where they're selling a property and they're looking to move their money into the next deal. What I want to stress to you is this before you start going, well, Henry, I don't have a buyer going through a 1031 exchange. Here's the thing. It doesn't really matter what your current situation is, as long as you are speaking intelligently. Because I have a number, plenty of individuals who call me up all the time. My team and I, we probably have hundreds of millions of dollars per year of individuals who come to us saying, hey, we need to spend 5 million, 20 million, 3 million, 2 million, 35 million in a 1031 exchange, and we need to find something ASAP. That's typically a great script that we've used and what we've seen that has worked very, very well. What I'm about to give you is a second version of it, where if you don't want to say you have a 1031 exchange, but you basically want to accomplish the same thing, which is, hey John, it's Henry with EXP Realty. I was giving you a call because I represent a client who's looking to buy a few other properties locally in town, and we were just curious if you might consider selling the property you have at 123 Main Street. Accomplishes the same exact thing. You're not stepping over the line where you might not have an exact client who's going through a 1031 exchange, but nonetheless, you're saying, hey, I have a client that I represent, so you're speaking as a commercial realtor, saying you have a buyer and they're looking for more properties in town. What's happening in both of these situations is that you actually sound like, when you're calling somebody up, instead of just saying like, hey, I was just curious if you might consider selling your property, you sound professional, you say you named a reputable company, and then you need to state exactly why you're calling. The reason for my phone call is, I'm calling because I have a client who's going through a 1031 exchange. I'm calling because I have a client who's looking to buy more properties in town. What's happening is that you're checking all the boxes for scripting. Like, again, stating your name, where you're from, and the reason for your call as soon as possible. Now, when you can practice these opening lines and get incredibly proficient, it's not about what they say back to you, but it's about how you respond, which we have again talked about in other videos. Now, if you don't want to start off the script by saying, I have a buyer, or maybe that makes you feel uncomfortable, which I love using those scripts. However, I do have 2 other fan favorites that are trial and tested by myself as well, where I'll use on occasion. Now, the next script is the I have a deal script. So that script sounds like this. Hey John, it's Henry with EXP Realty. I was giving you a call because I actually have an off-market property right around the corner from your property at 123 Main Street, and I was just curious if you were open to buying off-market properties similar to yours. By stating this type of script, what it does is that it opens up the next level, the next tier, the next opportunity possibly of doing business with somebody where it's not a direct, hey, are you looking to sell your property right now? And especially if you have a great deal, let's just say that you have an awesome deal at 123 Main Street, you should probably call everybody around that property, 124, 125, 127, but you get my point, everyone around there. So you're gonna be calling every person on that block, or at least around there, and having this type of script of saying, hey John, I got an off-market property for you, and I'm just curious if you might consider buying another one, just like your property at 123 Main Street. That's all the script is. It's the I have a deal script, which, by the way, I will typically use one of the first scripts that we talked about saying I have a buyer looking for your property and seeing if you consider selling it, because that's my first job. I want to see if you want to sell. And then if they come back to me and say, like, I have no interest in selling, thanks, I will flip it into like, John, listen, I know you're not looking to sell, no problem. I know I called you out of the blue, but I am curious. I do have a client of mine right around the corner from you who has a very similar type of property, who is looking to sell for a pretty damn good price, and I'm just curious if you might consider buying another property. So I'll be able to flip it into that. I do have one last script, which I absolutely love using, and I want you to know, listen, it does have a little bit different of a turn to it, so just be prepared. My final script that I want to share with you today is the I'm an investor script, where yes, you specifically are saying you are the buyer. buyer, you are the investor. And it goes like this. Hey John, my name is Henry. The reason for my phone call is I'm a local investor in town and I'm going through a 1031 exchange and needs to spend some money ASAP. I was just curious, John, if you might consider selling your property at 123 Main Street. This script here is even taking things to another level. This is showing, hey, I'm the principal, I own another property, so I obviously have some type of experience, and I need to spend some money ASAP, and I'm curious if you might consider selling. So what this typically does for the client is that this will allow you to assert your expertise with somebody, showing, hey, I'm a local investor, I'm looking to buy another property similar to yours. And what this allows is that that person is now gonna be able to see where, hey, you're not a broker, you're not asking for a commission, you're not looking to list anything. I'm the buyer and I'm looking for another deal. So I have found that I actually love using that script almost more than any other script out there. However, what I will do is the following. Let's say they say to me, no, Henry, I have no interest in selling my property. What I'll do then, I'll be like, listen, I hear you loud and clear, get that a lot today. However, I'm also a commercial real estate broker and I have a few off-market deals that I have called and they just don't meet my criteria. And I'm just curious, John, do you actively buy more properties in the area? And I'll flip the script right into, hey, I have a deal, and I'll try to sell them a deal possibly some other way. Just know that these are the 4 of my favorite trial and tested scripts that I've gotten impressive results from, and I hope they do the same for you. Now, last thing, again, if you have not downloaded my script book, make sure you do so. And if you have any questions or objections that you're getting on a regular basis, make sure you put in the comment section down below so my team and I can support you. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. If you're still watching this video, that means to me that you're a committed real estate agent and you're looking to take your life and business to the next level. I'm just curious. Why have you yet to schedule your free, no obligation coaching consultation? All you have to do is simply go in the description down below, and people are telling me this call has been the most unbelievable, the most powerful call they've had in their entire career. And here's just a few of the individuals who have taken full advantage of this call. And my mission is to support as many realtors as possible, build a 6- and 7-figure net income business so that they don't have to rely on this industry anymore for their everyday income. If you're a committed realtor, which I can see like you are, all you have to simply do to take full advantage of this free coaching consultation is to go in the description down below and schedule your free call now.